For generations, the United States was the undisputed king of corn, the top global exporter, the benchmark for food security, the agricultural backbone of the Midwest. But in 2025, that crown fell hard. Across Iowa, Indiana, and Illinois, combines sit motionless. Cracked kernels rot in the rain. Farmers stare at fields they can't afford to harvest. Corn prices have dropped to just $3.50 a bushel, far below break-even. But it's not just the market turning against them, it's the system itself. Over 2 million tons of U.S. corn were rejected this year alone, turned around mid-ocean and shipped back to New Orleans. Why? Because global importers, from Japan to the EU, no longer trust what the United States is selling. New pesticide testing regulations, expensive carbon certification, and GMO bans are now baked into global grain contracts. And the U.S., with over 90% of acreage genetically modified, fails at nearly every checkpoint. A March directive from the Federal Grain Inspection Service hiked export testing fees by 40%, forcing producers to pay more just to have their shipments rejected. Meanwhile, Canada moves in silence. With blockchain-traced, carbon-free, GMO-free grain, Canada has locked billion-dollar contracts with South Korea, Japan, and Europe, pushing American corn off the table. Manitoba corn now fetches $4.20 per bushel. Midwest corn, as low as $3.45s. While Washington imposes tariffs and clings to outdated practices, Canada exports trust, transparency, and traceability. The world corn map is being redrawn, and America has been erased from it. The effects of the corn collapse go far beyond the fields. It's becoming a rural economic catastrophe. According to Reuters, unsold corn stocks have hit a 6-year high, over 2.5 billion bushels trapped in silos. In Shelby County, Iowa, corn sits untouched under a burning sun. In Cedar Rapids, buyers offer just $3.74 per bushel, while the cost of production hovers around $160 per acre. The math doesn't add up, and neither does the reality for thousands of families. Farmers are now selling their equipment on Craigslist. Some have started driving Uber just to make ends meet. In Indiana, the corn economy shrank 6.1% in the first quarter alone. Food aid applications have surged. Rural schools are switching to 3-day weeks to save on electricity. Gas stations have shut down. Diners close early due to lack of customers. The Illinois waterway, once a lifeline for grain shipments, is choked by record low river levels. Barge traffic is down. Costs are up. Delays stretch into weeks. Every link in the agricultural chain is under pressure. Meanwhile, hedge funds and land buyers are snapping up cheap farmland from desperate owners, consolidating power while communities crumble. And it doesn't stop there. The ethanol industry, a major consumer of corn, is collapsing too. In Columbus, Nebraska, one major plant has cut 60% of its night shift. 25 ethanol plants have shut down, idling 1.26 billion gallons of capacity. Entire towns built around corn are falling into what locals are calling zombie economies, where stores still stand but income has vanished. This is no longer just a farm crisis. It's a rural extinction event. While American farmers beg for relief, Canada has quietly rewritten the rules of global grain trade. Ottawa doesn't just export corn, it exports compliance. A triple promise: no GMOs, no glyphosate, and no high carbon footprints. With blockchain traceability and full transparency, Canadian shipments clear EU customs 20 days faster than U.S. grain. And the price speaks volumes: a 22-30% premium over Chicago corn. In March 2025, Canada signed the CSKOEA agreement with South Korea, opening the floodgates for organic exports. Just 3 weeks later, Ontario co-ops locked in a 5-year deal with a major feed mill group. Saskatchewan, meanwhile, leveraged a weak loonie and US-EU trade friction to move non-GMO corn into Japan and the Netherlands. Even Canadian railways are outperforming the US Gulf. Exporters now prefer Vancouver, a direct shot into the Midwest, bypassing the broken American system. The result? While U.S. ships sit idle, Canada's ports are busy. While U.S. farmers sit on unsellable crops, Canadians are selling reputation at a markup. Grain is no longer just about volume, it's about trust, traceability, and sustainability. America is stuck in 20th century thinking. Protectionism, tariffs, bureaucracy. And now, the consequences are real. Washington faces a binary choice. Option 1. Open to green standards, share traceability systems, and join the global shift. Option 2. Double down on outdated models and subsidies, and watch entire counties die. The fall of corn is only the first crack. Soybeans, beef, dairy, all are next. The global market is spinning green, and the U.S. is spinning out. If the government doesn't act now, the next export from the Midwest won't be grain, it will be poverty.